Hello there, YouTube. Good morning again. Sorry about the late release of this video. I haven't been to work yet. I haven't done anything yet today since I got up other than file my taxes. But today we have a cool helmet for you, and this is the cool Yugoslavian M59 85. Now there's actually 3 versions of this helmet, and by that I mean they're all the same helmet, but they just have some different liners and chin straps and some other cool stuff like that. A lot of people like to think that there's 2 versions, but there is actually 3 versions, because there's like a transitional model. So it would have started after World War II. The Yugoslav army needed a new helmet to replace the conglomeration of helmets they were using and everything like that, and they standardized on this kind of shape, and this shape would also be transferred later into the Kevlar version, the M59, which would not quite fully replace this helmet before Yugoslavia fell, but was intended to replace this helmet. So, but in 1959 they standardized on this helmet, and it has this kind of cool Riddell liner, but it would only have a 2-point chin strap. They would use that helmet until 1985, when they would come out with this model, which is basically the same exact suspension and stuff, but now with a 3-point chin strap. So there is 3 models. There's the just M59, and then there's the 5985, which has the updated suspension and chin strap, and it was a conversion of a 59, and then there is just the M85, which is a purpose-built M85. So this is a true 5985. A lot of people say that the M85s are they're M5985s, but they're not actually M5985s. So you could tell this is an M5985 because it still has the M59 chin strap bales in the helmet that are no longer in use because it has got a new suspension. So this makes it a 5985. The fact that it was once a 59 and has since become an 85. Then there's just the M59, and then there's just the M85. So that's something that needs to be cleared up a lot, because I see a lot of confusion between all of them. But at least that's the collector's terms. So there could be different terms for them actually in service and in nomenclature and stuff like that. So, but what we're gonna do is this helmet was used from basically 1959. This shell, anyways, was used from 1959 until about 2000. It would be used for quite a long time, especially after Yugoslavia fell. It would continued to be used by Serbia and Croatia, and probably to a degree with some police agencies and other stuff, and a bunch of the other Balkan countries as well. So, and the M89 would continue to serve until basically, I think, the late 2000 teens. So, thank you. For some of the people that were providing some information on the last time I did this video, that were explaining that they were still being in use for quite a long time with some kind of reserve units and stuff like that. So this helmet is a very long issued helmet, very well used, and I guess it's an okay helmet as far as protection goes, and it was pretty well liked by the soldiers that had it. But it doesn't perform super well ballistically. If you've watched mine and Mike B's ballistic test on one of these, they don't perform super great. But it's better than nothing. So, but we'll flip the camera around now, take a detailed look at the liner, and then I'll flip it back around. I'll put the helmet cover on it and everything, and we'll show you what it looks like with its cover, how it fits, where it pinches, where it bites, how it feels on the head and whatnot like that. And we will then conclude the video. Alrighty, so here we are again, showing the M5985 next to what the liner is based off of, and it is based off of the M1 style liner, that weird kind of suspension liner. This is a much later M1 than what this was based off of. This was based off of the World War II version of the M1, which still continued to have that little donut ring at the top. So this would come out in the 60s and 70s to be more prominent than that little donut ring type one, which would then just get replaced by it again when the Pazget comes out. But it was based off of the M1's type of suspension and liner system. You could see the same thing where you see the chin strap is held on by little metal clips and stuff like that, and this one's being directly fixed to the shell, you know, whereas this is directly fixed to a liner. But it's a lot of the same similarities, as you can see. But we'll get into some of the closer details of this liner. So this liner is in very, very good shape compared to a lot of them. I got this helmet basically unissued. The only thing that you could tell it was issued is somebody wrote on it. Now, this is very common with a lot of the Serbian, the Yugoslavian helmets and stuff like that. You find a lot of graffiti on them, a lot of writing on them and stuff like that. This one's in really, really good shape by the fact that it doesn't have a lot more on it than the guy's initials probably. So it has this very kind of nice cotton blend type suspension system. It's a very, very thick material, but it has some kind of give and just a little bit of stretch to it, which makes it really, really comfortable. It feels good against the skin and stuff like that, unlike the nylon, which tends to really like chafe and stuff. The sweatband up here is actual like nylon, the backing of it, and then you could see the kind of modifications here to the 85 style liner. It's all, there's no holes drilled into the shell at all. It's all held in place by these little clips that are like riveted to the shell. It is still removable. You can still remove this suspension system very easily to replace it. It is adjustable in the back, much like the M1 helmet is, by these little slider buckles and extra straps. You can adjust the height of the crown as well, and fine adjustment with this donut ring by tightening it. So the 3-point chin strap would come later on the M85 version. As you can see here, it is all adjustable with these double D-bail type of adjustments, and then it is all held in place with this kind of very crappy Velcro, and it is secured with a snap wrapped in Velcro. So the chin cup is adjustable and movable for different chin shapes and sizes and stuff by the strap. The strap's held in place again by Velcro. It's a very easily adjustable helmet. It works quite well. The snap is a great way to secure it. The Velcro around the snap wears out pretty quick, and it's often shot on most of the helmets, but it's a very customizable fit helmet for its time. So considering this helmet, came out basically at, the 85, this type of suspension and chin strap came out at the same time that you're starting to see the Gen 1 composite helmets, such as the Israeli Orlite, the British Mark 6, and the American Pasget. It was a very comfortable, relatively easy to change liner. It supported the weight of the helmet very, very well. It worked quite well, and it was very simple to use. So it's an overall pretty fantastic design of a helmet, I think. It works quite well. It doesn't obscure your vision too much. It doesn't obscure your hearing too much, but it provides a pretty wide berth of overhead protection from stuff falling down on top of you. It's an overall pretty simplistic design, and it served for quite a long time. If it was a bad design, they probably wouldn't have stuck with it and literally upgraded this to just being a Kevlar version, the same exact shape in the Kevlar version. So but now we're going to flip the camera back around here. I'll put the cover back on it real quick, show you some of the cool accessories this helmet would come with, and then I will talk to you about some cool markings and stuff, and then we will put it on, try it on, see how the fit and feel is, and then conclude the video. Alrighty, so we're back in front of the camera here now. I have the cover painstakingly put on this because the cover is held in place with little ties that you have to tie around the suspension system, which is something they would carry over into later examples of this helmet, the 89, and the Serbians would even put it into their copy of the Pasget and all the other good stuff. This is a really, really good condition cover. It's an unissued cover on an unissued helmet, basically. This one does indeed have the star on it. You can find them without the star. You can find a lot of different covers. You can see these without covers. You can see the stickers put on them. Sometimes the Yugoslavian issued ones will just have a red star painted on them. On the shells itself, you could find the stickers used by Serbia and stuff afterwards. And what branch, so if that's not uncommon to find too. Sometimes you can get lucky though, and if you peel the sticker off, which, a lot of times if your sticker's on there really nice, I'd leave it, but you can, or if you're just a Serbian collector, you can leave it on there. It's pretty cool to have, but it's just a sticker, and underneath it you can get lucky, and sometimes there will be a red star painted on the shell of the helmet, meaning it was a Yugoslavian service helmet that then became a Serbian service helmet. But this is what the helmet covers would look like. You would see different kinds of helmet covers for different types of branches in use and stuff like that. There's police covers that are kind of like weird and blue and stuff like that. You could also find them without covers, just as common. Then there is this type of like salad cover that can go over it. Later you would see in use. It's brown on one side and it is green on the other. It's this kind of rubberized nylon type stuff, and it's just held in place with little hooks around the circumference on this elastic band. A lot of the elastic is shot in them, but you could see them without the covers with that on. You could see them with the covers with that on. It really all depends. It's a really kind of customizable. You could see anything done with it. You could see field applied paint on them and a bunch of stuff. It's a really neat thing to collect because there's so many different variations. And they're relatively cheap. So if you're interested in getting into helmet collecting, this is a very good foray into helmet collecting, is the Yugoslav stuff. But now we'll put the helmet on and we'll see how it fits, how it distributes its weight and stuff like that. See how it feels compared to a lot of other designs. So first things first. The suspension on this, because it has just a little bit of give to it and everything, is actually pleasant. This is actually a pleasant helmet to wear. I don't feel like it's rubbing on my head, but it's still snug, unlike nylon, which has absolutely no give to it. So it's very hard to get it to like fit, perfectly. This helmet feels quite comfortable wearing. The chin cup, even the fabric has just a little bit of bend and stretch to it to make it feel really nice. It is a very stable, well-balanced design. Obviously the M59s would not be with their 2-point chin strap, it being a lot looser and not having a chin cup. But this one is quite nice. It feels very good on the head. It distributes really well. It's a lot more comfortable than a Pasgat or an M1 because it fits a little closer to the head, so you don't have that big off-center mass of weight to either side that's going to help want to tip the helmet on your head. It feels very good. It's a very kind of lightweight, nice, comfortable helmet to wear. It doesn't move too much during an impact, which is also very nice. You can strike this pretty hard, and because it has a suspension, it does have some give and some move to it, which is good. But the suspension itself isn't moving on your head, so it's just the shell moving independently of the suspension, which is a very, very good thing to have because it's going to help absorb some of that impact trauma. So now we'll turn around and show you the profile of the helmet. So this is it from the right side. This is it from the rear, and as always we're going to do the thing, but considering this is a pretty high nape, we're going to look up and see if the helmet bites or pinches or binds anywhere on your neck. And of course it doesn't. Despite having this skirt that comes down, it's a pretty low skirt, so it doesn't come down here like the Pasgat does and the Stelhelms and stuff do. So it's still offering protection of the neck because it has this kind of swoop out and a bit of a skirt, but it's not coming down far enough to where it's going to interfere with your body armor or bite into your body at any point, so which is really, really nice. And then here is the left side profile of the helmet. So hopefully you all liked this video and you subscribed if you like this sort of thing. I kind of do a little bit more in-depth look at the helmets, explain how they fit, feel, and stuff like that than some other channels. See where they came from, see where they're going, where the design was influenced by and stuff, how long it was in use. This is one of the helmets where the history on it isn't super well documented. It was used for so long by so many different people groups and in different conflicts and stuff like that. But really the only war this helmet participated in was the Yugoslav Civil War and the subsequent following, like breakup wars and ethnic cleansings and other stuff like that, where it was used by everybody: civilians, military, police, both sides, government forces, revolutionary forces, tons of different stuff. And it's an interesting read in that era to go into, but it is a very hotbed topic, so I'm not trying to stir any pots or anything like that, but it's a very, very interesting part historically. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, this type of thing. Once again, if you're looking to get into helmet collecting or collecting in general, Serbia and Yugoslavia is a pretty good start because they have some cool history and some pretty cheap, still readily available surplus. So thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please consider, a donation to Patreon. I'll leave a link to that in the description and stuff like that. It goes a long ways to really, really help support the channel. You guys have been doing really awesome lately. Even through COVID, I did lose quite a few Patreon supporters, but you guys did a lot of stuff. I do live stream, pretty frequently throughout the week. If you want to get a hold of me, ask me some questions and stuff like that. That's another really, really good way to support the channel. If you have an itching question to ask or something like that, or you don't know what something is, you need some identification help, if you're really good at describing stuff to me or have a general knowledge of what it is, that's a really, really good way to help you. Patreon members also get to be a part of the Discord, and the Discord is the best place for if you have really big problems and you need, no idea what this is and you want to send me a picture of it or something. That's the only way I take pictures and stuff. So that way you can ask me questions and whatnot. They also get first dibs when I sell something and whatnot. All that other good jazz. So thank you all for those of you who choose to do that. It goes a long way to support the channel, like buying me editing software that you're seeing in this video, and a 4K webcam for live streaming and stuff like that. That's all been thanks to the Patreon members and stuff, and you guys are absolutely awesome. Really, really helping to grow the cult of Patreon supporters here in 2021. Be super cool to get some more kind of expensive projects done and whatnot, thanks to your guys' help. So those of you who are Patreon supporters, thank you all so much. Those of you who can't or aren't Patreon supporters, thank you guys as well, because even though if you can't support the channel monetarily, just liking, commenting, subscribing, watching the video all the way through its completion is going to help me in the algorithms, and that makes YouTube have to pay me more money. So thank you all, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye now.